Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Wordle with Art. Can you believe it? We are now more than halfway through the tournament. We have to obviously put Slate in. And, okay, this is better than yesterday. Thank God. Oh, I dread it when it comes up completely blank and you have to go with corny. That did not fare well for me whatsoever. Okay, everything looks good. All right, now what on earth do you do when you have a yellow A and a yellow T? Believe it or not, you go with tarot. And thanks to you guys, I learned the correct pronunciation for that word. I had said tarot before, which is ridiculous. So it's a tarot card. And again, it makes perfect sense because you have to reposition the T and the A. And Squirtle does like to play it in hard mode, which is totally fine with me because it hopefully will, after this, get me close to the answer. And at the same time, not waste a complete guess with brand new letters. All right. I also don't think we've had tarot before, so that would be absolutely wonderful if we could get this in two, but I'm not counting on it. Okay, no, of course not. Now, but however, again, it's such a great second word, isn't it? Because now my T is locked in. We have further honed in on the position for the A, and we have an O. All right. All right. So the first thing that comes to mind would be sort of like an oat word. So it's the thing is that usually those are like L's, so we can't have float, gloat, or anything like that. It's not going to be an R. So in actuality, I'm not necessarily thrilled with that. I mean, it could be with an H up front, but that doesn't look right either. Yeah, so I don't know if we're going to go with that, even though it at first looked somewhat promising. Okay. Oh, interesting. So now that still doesn't rule out the A from being at the end, because we could have this as well. We could have something like that as well. That doesn't look quite right to me, however, either. Yeah. So let's try A up front, okay? Again, I think our last A word was antic. So I think, we're somewhat due. And it certainly wouldn't be the AO, because I think the only one that was plausible, which we already had, was aorta. So let's go like this. The O would have to be there in that case. About. Oh, that feels good. About feels very good, especially after yesterday's very much non-vanilla frock. Oh my God, I would be so thrilled to get a 3. Because that's pretty much the level that you have to be at this point in the competition to have any chance of actually even staying in the top 10, guys. My position has descended after yesterday. A few people have overtaken me. Oh shoot, it's just so stressful. I mean, have we had that? About. For some reason, I sort of feel like that might have come up. Ooh, but now there's another one. Abbott. Oh, whoa. No. That will not be Abbott. Let's not be silly here because the O, the O is not there. So I definitely am considering about. Let's just double check to see what else we could have here. Oh. I think we've had adopt would fit. I feel like we've had adopt. Oh my goodness. It's not a foot because again, you're always not in fourth. Um, yeah, I think ah, just not sure about that one. About that one. I just feel like that's something that must have come up already. About. Yeah, I'm very reluctant to put that in. Even though it would be a great guess, but at this point of the game, you have to go with words that you feel super confident about. Oh, that's too bad because I really felt that was a good position for the A. So that's the only thing I can think of that would fit there. So let's just go back and entertain this setup. All right. Let's entertain this setup. Um, about. Um, all right. Oh, let's double check the O there again. Again, that doesn't look too good. I think nothing. Yeah, nothing really makes sense there. So now I'm going to try the O here. Um, just running through these letters, guys. Um, all right. These ones, I have to say, they seem to be getting harder and harder. um, okay, could it begin with C? Copat, Codet, Cofat, Cogat, Cobat, Conat, Comet. No. Okay. Let's see. F, G. No, that doesn't look right either. So I'm going to try the O here, and then I guess I'll go with about. Uh, very stressful. All right, so let's try this. This one also looks very strange. I don't see that. I really don't see that. We'll go with about. Oh my god. Oh geez. I just had to think about this a little bit more carefully. Darn it. I had a feeling it wasn't a again I'm pretty sure we've had that. Oh no. The four is just deadly. Fours are deadly. So adopt? I just could have sworn we had that. I could have sworn we had adopt. So I guess that's the only one I can see. Oh, I have to get this. I mean, a 5 is it. That's it. I'm out. Um, all right. Again, it's not a foot. Shoot. Yeah, it's again, this is now it's coming down to the point where you absolutely have to be super certain about previous words. Oh, goodness gracious. So Squirtle will go slate, tarot. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if it would just go straight for adopt. It's a very hard call to tell which of the two words between about and adopt is going to get rid of the most words. I'll go with adopt. I think Squirtle will get it in 3. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Oh my goodness. I definitely will be in jeopardy of even staying in the top 10. Okay, so we're going to go adopt, slate, tarot. Oh, look at that. It wanted about next. So it actually is following exactly what I did. But this is where Squirtle doesn't remember previous solutions. It'll still keep them in the database. That's hilarious. We literally did the exact same thing. I guess that doesn't make me feel too bad. And again, I certainly wouldn't feel that bad if about hasn't been used, because then that would have been a perfectly legitimate guess. You guys can let me know in the comments if about has been used before, but for some reason I feel it has. And I felt adopt was too, so I was really stuck between those two. All right, guys. And anyways, this competition is not about me. It's about you guys. I have no chance of winning it, but many of you do. And let's get straight to the spreadsheet and check out how folks are doing. So let's just cross this out. Let's enter the January results here. And bam, here we go. And I tried to organize this so that I'm not taking up as much space. Let me just move myself up here. That should be perfect. And let's get straight to the top. Yeah, that looks nice, right? I think I could actually make it even slightly bigger. Let's try 425. Nice. Just want to make this as legible for you guys as possible. Okay. Yep, here we go. I'll just be partially blocking some of the averages, but I don't think that's a big deal. All right, guys. Well, first off, I'm happy to announce that we picked up, nice announcement is we picked up 2 new folks, but sadly, one of them has just accumulated too many 4s, so temporarily suspended. Okay, which means we are at an even 50 now, which is awesome. That was my goal. I wanted to make sure that we had at least 50 players, so we're in good standing with that. So here we go. We're now current up to January 16 with Frock. So let's go over the results. Nora, of course, continues to dominate the tournament. Did a beautiful 3 on Frock and has an absolutely sterling 2.88 16-day average score. So in other words, it's as if you could wipe out all these numbers, and every day she's getting, 2.88, 2.88, 2.88. That obviously can't happen, but when you average them, of course, it can. Then, of course, in the second place, we've got the New York Times Wordle bot with a 3.13. So she has, maintained a 4-point gap between the Wordle bot, and even that's going to be hard for Wordle bot to overcome. With only 15 words left, right? Then we've got a nice group here, very slim group with Tornado the Trickster and D-Bone Capone, each with 51s, and again, an absolutely brilliant 3.19 average, so congratulations, there's our top 3. Another slim group of 52s with Mata Muertes. I'm so sorry, Mata Muertes. I know that 6 was painful, but amazingly, despite that 6, you're still in the top 4, which just goes to show how good your results were up to that point. But I know that's painful, but it really has done very little to kind of dislodge you from the top rankings. Martin Steed is in the top 4 as well. Congratulations, Martin, on continuing to stay at the very, very pinnacle of the leaderboard. Then in our green 5th place, we've got Dr. Dan 3 and Mr. Koala himself. And look at this. Koala has 6 threes in a row. That's incredible. I might want to go through the spreadsheet and just look for some interesting trends. But I think you hold the record, Koala, for 6 threes in a row. That's incredible. And then we have our next group. This would be 6th place, the purple group, Mighty Caucasian, and John Matthews, who, if not for that 5, and if we replace that with a 2, would have 7 2s in a row, which is incredible. And this is the fellow who I talked about who has ascended in the rankings, and he overtook me. So now I'm no longer even in the 6th place. You guys are just too darn good. So congratulations, John Matthews, on another 2. So 4 2s in a row. That also might be a record. Yeah, definitely. Nora only had 3 2s in a row. So you definitely have the record, I think, for that. All right, and now we have the delightful Rise to the Equation group, 5 of us, at a score of 55. And again, I'm very happy with the 3.44 average. It's really good. So we've got me, Rise to the Equation, Melvin TNH 327, Bobo 0616, Squirtle, and Michelle Lamb. Next group includes Mr. Smartybot, Robdel, and Salad Von Baco. And congratulations, Salad Von Baco, with... and it was so funny. He's Master Yoda, as you can see in his picture, and he started with Force, no less, and so went straight to Frock from Force, which I think is pretty much inevitable. So great job, and you guys have a nice 56 there with an exact 3.50 average, which is absolutely wonderful. Now we come to our 9th place contestants, of which there's 4, with a total score of 57, average of 3.56. We've got Damiano 54, Dora A, George, Clark, and Matt. Congratulations to these 2 guys getting some nice solid 3s. 10th place. There's only 2 of you, and it includes Wendy Jarvis and Paul Allen. Paul, thanks so much for getting caught up. Wendy, I know this just must have been an oversight because you've been perfect with your record, but, 1-4 is okay, 1 red 4, but we don't want more than 3 in total. And if you could give me your result for Frock, that would be wonderful. And it seems like a lot of our Brits... especially did great on that one because, as I was told from a few of you guys, that's a fairly common word, whereas not so much here in the U.S. All right. Dan and Seb, sadly, are in no man's land, but nothing to worry about. That can change in a heartbeat. Score of 59. Great job. Total score of 60 includes Joe, Ellen Sassani, and Misthetic. And for our 61s, we've got Canamus, Jessica Clare, and Burnt is also starting to ascend in the rankings with his recent results with 3 3s. Great job. Then we have Georges Thibodeau and Odie Dog, both with 62s. And again, they're safely above the 4.0 average. And I would say, guys, just keep that as a goal. I think that would be fantastic. With our totals of 63, we've got Lakia Tripper and Cynthia May. And here we have, look at how far I have to descend in the rankings to get to a 4.0. 16 times 4 is 64, so that's why these guys add up to 64. And we've got John Ski, Braden Slays, 43, PJ Stitcher, and, here's one of our new contestants. So thanks so much, Burger4727, for joining. It's great to have you. All right, and you're doing fine, my friend. I would probably offer to you a good goal for the competition would be just to see if you could, dislodge yourself from this group and maybe just get 1 or 2 layers up so that you end up with slightly under a 4.0 average. That would be a phenomenal goal. Next up, we've got Connor Clark, Ascension, Aldfouter, and Kyle B18 with scores of 65, just slightly above 4.0. Then we've got First Name in Minecraft with 67s, Lapnodon with a 69. Lapnodon, you are missing that last one. One more is going to throw you out, my friend. So please get me, just try to at least stay current after this, but if you can get me your result for Frock, that would be great. Robert House has a total of 70. 72 is Shazana Muir. And Alistair, my good friend Alistair, I've got some good news and some bad news. The good news is that you are no longer in last place. The bad news is that you are no longer in last place. We can welcome Terpsichorean Queen, which is actually an absolutely beautiful name. For those people who absolutely love words, Terpsichorean means it's related to dancing, which seems perfectly appropriate given her profile picture. So thanks so much, Terpsichorean, for joining the January Wordle tournament. I would offer to you as a goal Just to kind of like try to see if you can get close to the 4.0. That would be fantastic. You can easily do that. Just try to avoid some of these sixes, okay? And if you just kind of get some, threes and fours and an occasional five, you can definitely do it. You still have nearly 2 weeks. So I'm really psyched to get these 2 new entrants. Sadly, Jacob, I had to throw you into the dog pound. For the time being, there's just too many fours there. I do hope that you're still sticking with us. You had a lot of potential, especially with that amazing 2. But that's 6 fours, that it's too many. Okay, so there you have it, guys. I'm very disappointed with today. I think I actually have to not just memorize the second word for the Squirtle. I think I just need to find a list of all the previous results and just memorize those words, of which, of course, there's going to be like 570 of them, right? Because we're on Wordle. What is it? I don't know. I'll know when I upload the video. I think it's 577. I don't know if it's really that important to do, but I sort of feel like it can, over the course of 2 weeks, it could probably help you by a couple guesses. I'm pretty sure that must have screwed me over. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's edition of Wordle with Art. I'm looking forward to seeing my ranking continue to descend. You guys are just too darn good. But if anything, that emphasizes the fact that I keep saying over and over again, my viewers on this channel are without doubt the absolute best, most savvy wordlers on the planet Earth. I can absolutely guarantee it. You will never find anybody anywhere else, someone like a Nor or Tornado the Trickster, D-Bone Capone, Matabortes, and Martinstein, and a few others who are capable of getting these ridiculously low numbers. I mean, 2.88, again, is just like mind-blowing. And the fact that she's able to sustain it, that's the thing. Anybody can have like a couple 2s and be like, oh, I have a 2.0 average, but it's sustaining it. That's the most impressive thing. Nor is effectively one of those Kenyans in the marathon that once the gun goes off, basically you can just say bye-bye. Okay? And trust me, I've been in many marathons, and I know that those Kenyans are absolutely impossible to stay with. They're basically cheetahs with sneakers. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed that edition of Wordle with Art. And, of course, I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow with yet another edition of Wordle with Art.